Alright, just thought I'd make a quick video to all the Starlet GT Turbo and Glanza owners. In this video I'm going to show you how to use the in-car high-low boost setup in order to, instead of having high-low boost, which a lot of people have bypassed anyway in this method, or down here if you have a Glanza, what we're going to use it for is to optionally select whether we want a blow-off sound from your blow-off valve if you have one, or a chatter. Which is actually a pretty cool function of it, because it no longer gets used anymore once you've bypassed it off. To start off with, I'm just going to say this is completely safe, in the same way that if you have this bypassed anyway and switch the car onto low boost in the car, you'll notice you'll still run high boost anyway. It won't run lean because the high-low boost control doesn't affect fueling, so that's just one worry out of the way. Secondly, I was going to mention that turbo chatter, as you call it, which is the force of air getting pushed backwards through the blades. The blade doesn't backwards rotate at all, like a lot of people think. It's completely safe. There's people on the forums that have been running TD04s, TD05s for years with chatter rather than a blow-off valve, and that's never affected them, so the video is pretty safe, to be honest. Right, I'll get to it. This is the inlet manifold. You'll notice there's a pipe coming from here. Probably won't be blue, but mine is. You'll notice it then runs down the car, down this section of stock metal piping, then comes off of the third one here, on a GT anyway. You'll just have to trace this on a Glanza, but it is the same setup, it's just in a different layout. It then runs to the blow-off valve. What this does is, this pipe essentially, in idiot's terms, tells the blow-off valve to open, basically. So when there's pressure down this pipe, the blow-off valve will remain closed when you let off, blocking the throttle body at that point with the accelerator flat, basically. There'll be no pressure down this pipe, so the blow-off valve will pop open. What we're going to do is, if you want to test this out for yourself, you can pop this clip off anywhere along this feed, or just tie a pipe like this in a knot. Basically the one that goes from the throttle body to the blow-off valve, and the car will chatter because this won't open. So the way we're going to set this up is, if we look at this pipe in here, I've teed off of it already for a blow-off valve, teed off of it already for a boost gauge inside the car which goes through the grommet and the bulkhead there. If you unclip this bit of pipe, which is actually quite difficult, from the T-piece there, and we run some extra bits of piping, which I'm just going to use as a bit of a bodge at the moment, just to show you how it all works. Clip this on here, like that, and then we're going to run this down to the high-low solenoid. Doesn't matter which one you tee onto, I'll just show you in a second. Right, so I've popped onto that one there, the top one. Then if we get a second piece of piping, I'll explain what all this is doing in a minute if we're not following. Off of it and back round to here, like that. Right, so what I've essentially done is I've disconnected this T-piece here, or essentially this pipe, from the blow-off valve, and in series I've put the high-low solenoid, so the pressure now goes down to the solenoid, through it, back out of it, and down here to the blow-off valve. Right, so if you don't know how the solenoid works already, I'll just explain it and it'll all become clear. On high boost, the solenoid is open, meaning air going down this pipe is free to come back up this pipe, basically letting the blow-off valve be enabled. When we pop it on low boost in the car, the solenoid actually blocks itself, which in the stock function of the car will block one of the ports on the actuator and let the car run low boost. However, as we're using this for nothing and it basically serves no purpose no more, when it's blocked, all it's going to do is block the feed from this pipe here to the blow-off valve, which in essence would be the same as blocking this, which will create the car to chatter. So basically, whatever setup you've got, if this isn't being used, you can make use of it for a pretty cool function. So what I'm going to do is pop into the car, just demonstrate how this works. Just thought I'd create this video because I've not seen it done before. I've not heard of it on the forums, and I don't think anyone's had a go at it before or worked out you can do this. It's a nice screaming fan belt there. There we go. Right, so as you can see on the GT Turbo, we have a high-low light there, which is controlled by this button. So that's low boost, that's high boost. If I pop the phone out the window, I'll show you what it sounds like on high boost. If we then go to the low boost button, that blocks the solenoid, which will do this. So there you go, you've got high and low boost set up under the bonnet by the touch of a switch, and doesn't affect your car in any way whatsoever. Thanks a lot.